What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Nintendo Land, and today is our last Super Mario Maker 2 DLC prediction day, and this is the last one we make of what things we want to see return to Super Mario Maker 2. You guys have been absolutely loving these videos, and you've been requesting this one a lot, so it's finally time, and it took a long time. We have all the gizmos and platforms, blocks, etc., any type of extras that need to be added to Mario Maker 2. This list contains any platforms or gimmicks that would enhance the gameplay that we want to see in Mario Maker 2. So I put together a list of 72 different gimmicks that I think need to come to Super Mario Maker 2. But before we get started, guys, if you are new to the channel, go ahead and subscribe. If you enjoy the video, like it at the end. But thank you guys, everybody, for tuning in today, and let's get started. Alright guys, so before we get started, each of these will appear in different categories based on the game it came from. And I will be talking about them and their names, but please be aware that their names are probably not always correct. Sometimes it was hard to find the correct name for all these things, so I had to come up with something from the top of my head. But we're starting off with Mario Bros. 3, and the first thing I want to talk about is spike blocks. Yes, I know we already have spikes in the game already, but it'd be fun to have them connected to the blocks, and yes, you can still put them on a rail to have them move, but it just moves better and works better when it's connected. Spinning platforms spin and then slow down before Mario approaches. This can either give Mario a little boost forward or knock him back. Pickup blocks would be a cool little projectile for Mario, since in 3D World you can already pick up boxes, so why not be able to pick up some bricks? Spin coils are these little platforms that you can run on and they move forward the more you run. They appear mostly in airships. Now, waterfalls don't really add anything to the initial gameplay, but they do work as a cool little aesthetic for your level themes. I would like to see bigger items. There's a big world in Mario Bros. 3 where everything is just giant, so I would like to make either blocks bigger with using the mushrooms and pipes. That would be pretty cool as well. Unlike the ice blocks that are already in Mario Maker, I would like to see frozen blocks which can actually contain enemies and items. I would like to see some type of pipe connection tool. Like, you could see these little things with screws in them and they're different colors. They connect the pipes and work as an illusion to make you think that they're connected. I want something like that to be able to make a long level of just pipes and like some type of underground pipe work. That would be dope. Direction blocks to show Mario exactly what direction the platform is going to move when he lands on it. It also changes as he jumps. And last but not least, we have the tanks. Now, I understand that you can have moving platforms that all move in simultaneous fashion in order to get it to appear as a tank, but I want just the tank itself. Let me just plop down a tank and I'll be good to go. Next up, we have Super Mario World, and starting off the list, we have slanted pipes. We have slopes, but why can't we have sloped pipes? That would be pretty cool. It's not really a necessity, but it does add to the aesthetic of Super Mario World. In Super Mario 3D World, we can climb cages using the cat suit, but why can't we climb the fences in any other theme with just Mario, when considering the fact in almost every other Super Mario Bros. Game, you can do so. Peg crushers are just a way of the wall to fall down and crush Mario off and on, and this could be set with speed or, with how big or how wide the crusher is, and this would be just another cool thing to add. Stretched blocks go back and forth from being just a small little block and stretching into a full-length platform, and it works so on a timer. Being able to move the stage would be really cool, so you could put down some turf and some terrain and be able to move it, whether it move horizontally or vertically, and maybe sometimes it could crush Mario or something like that. Now, I know you could put all these blocks on a rail and make it as an illusion as it's moving, but I want the whole terrain itself to be moving. You can place bounce pegs at the side of any type of wall, and it can help Mario to climb the wall vertically. He can bounce right off of them into a high vertical fashion in order to get to the top of the cliff. Dolphins. Must I really say anything else? I mean, look at them. Number platforms gives you a certain amount of jumps until the platform disappears. As soon as you jump, it loses one of its digits, and you can set how many jumps that you will need. Moving on to New Super Mario Bros. U, the first one we have is gears. The gears appeared in some of the tower levels where they just spun in a certain direction. You can make which way they spin, whether clockwise or counterclockwise, and you can even change the speed. Rolling hills, which would work as some other type of moving platform where the hills just roll, and you can move the direction and also speed with those as well. We have mushroom platforms in game right now currently, but I would like to also have the option to have them either move side to side or be bouncing mushrooms. And since we covered the mushroom platforms, why not have platforms that can swing from side to side? In similar levels, you'll have sand geysers or water geysers, which acts as platforms that come out of the either water or sand that you can jump on and get across. You could also have lava geysers, which would work as a sort of hazard. Now, I know that we have vines that we can climb up, but why not add poles? They just add more of an aesthetic for certain stages. The giant vine appears in almost only one level, but it's really cool because it takes up the whole verticality of the stage. You can jump on the leaves and the leaves fall down after you hop on them, and it just adds a cool, unique type of stage that we could add. It would be kind of hard to add a giant vine just for one level, but you know, why not? Spinning logs would be really cool because if you stand on it too long, you might just fall straight down into the lava or the poison, whatever you put down there. But it'd be really cool to have spinning logs because they would have to keep the character either jumping or moving along. There's one stage where you'll have giant lava waves coming out of the lava, and it'll cover, pretty much half of the screen. Now, this could be controlled the same way you control the lava and water level now, but instead you can turn it into waves, which would bring giant waves of that liquid. Another little thing that we can already do with vines, but why not have swing chains where you can hop on and swing from side to side and jump over. Now, I know we also have the claw to do that for us, where it just grabs us and, lets us jump whenever, but it'd be really cool just to, be able to grab onto a chain and hang and dangle there for a little bit. New Super Mario Bros. Games are infamous for its secret exits and secret areas, so why not be able to create a secret area where you'll go behind a wall and it'll open up into a secret little cave entrance, which are scattered all the way through New Super Mario Bros. U. Water bubbles is a cool little thing where water just appears out of nowhere in thin air. You can jump in these bubbles and start swimming in them, and it's just pretty cool. The giant Bowser hand that comes out of the airship and tries to smash Mario or flatten him is something that would be really cool. It'll follow Mario throughout the entirety of the stage, and similar to the Angry Sun, but it's just bigger and scarier. Falling lava. So there's no way to really make lava come out of the sky, and the only way to really do this is to have pipes shoot out the lava bubbles from above you, and that's just doing a lot. I just want fire to come out of the sky, brimstone, stuff like that, just come out like it's coming out of a volcano. I think we would obviously need a volcano theme for this first, but, I want the falling lava. Screw platforms are pretty cool because the mechanic is already in Mario Maker 2, where you spin the character and he'll do like a little twirl. You jump on the screw and you twirl, and it either lifts a platform or creates something to happen, somewhere else, which is a really cool mechanic. And last but not least, we have the weighted platforms, which only a certain amount of enemies and people can be on a platform at once until it cannot move anymore. You could set it to, scroll vertically or horizontally, but as soon as enemies start landing on it, and as soon as, it starts getting filled up with characters, then it'll slow down and stop. And you'll be able to set the weight, to 3, 4, 5, or whatever. Now, before we get into 3D Land and 3D World, we're going to go back to some of the classic New Super Mario Bros. Games, starting with New Super Mario Bros. DS. And the first one here is a tightrope, because this one's kind of cool. If you stand still too long, you'll fall down into the lava or whatever you have below. So you have to keep on walking, and it gives Mario a cool little animation. In sand pits, you can jump in and it slowly sinks you, and sometimes you maybe can even add a secret little exit along the bottom if you, are willing enough to be brave to go down there. Stairs. I mean, we have slopes. Just can we make them look like stairs that we can just run up like in the ghost houses? This is just so insignificant. I'm sorry I haven't brought this up. Swap platforms. These things are weird. You jump on them and they take you to the other side of a wall you'll put up. And this could be some type of cool puzzle level where you have to keep going from wall to wall and figure out exactly what side you're supposed to be on. Being able to wall shuffle was something that was really cool, so putting down ledges where Mario can hold onto the wall and shuffle across would be really cool. He can even dangle from them by his hands. Water twisters are these cool underwater tornadoes that try to suck you into the chasm, and you'll just have to swim by. Ghost Scoop is this weird stuff that you can butt bounce and push all the way down, kind of like stretchy jello, in order to get coins or secrets hidden inside. And then we have the spin fling platforms, which you'll jump in and spin around, and it'll shoot you high up into the air, and you'll slowly float down, kind of like the propeller suit. For New Super Mario Bros. Wii, I could only come up with 2 different gizmos that would be cool in Mario Maker 2. And the first one is the Jumbo Rays, which would work like the dolphins in Super Mario World, where they're just movable platforms. Riverboats would also be really cool, because I know you can have moving platforms right above the water, but why not be able to put a boat down in there and have it, go a certain speed across the stage? That would be really cool. You could set the speed, and you could set maybe how long or how short you want the boat to be. Now moving on to New Super Mario Bros. 2, we have the coin block head, which is this little block that you can jump up and you seem to hit, but instead it goes on Mario's head, and the more you run and jump, the more coins you get. For swinging ropes, I know this is kind of the same thing as the chain from New Super Mario Bros. U, but I just want more things that you can hang onto and swing across to get to other parts of the room, like to get over gaps or chasms. Red rings. So these things you jump through and they put coins down in the level that you have to get in a certain amount of time in order to get a special item. Maybe you can choose where the coins are, and they have to be a certain distance from each other and obtainable, of course. But of course, you would also get an item, so you could choose what item you want the character to get at the end. This could add some cool, unique things to the gameplay. Now this of course would work better if the enemy was actually in the game, which is the scuttle bug, and they leave spider webs behind, which Mario can actually climb onto, and it looks like he's facing the background. He can climb onto these webs in order to get over gaps and stuff, and they disappear after a short amount of time. Boulders or spike balls. Now this is something that appears in almost every single Mario game period, is just hazards of boulders falling down a mountain or those giant spiked chain balls coming in like castle levels and stuff. So you just pretty much set them in a destination and have the direction that they're going to roll in, whether it be left or right, or you want them to fall straight down. And this could be really cool. You could have them go down slopes or, certain obstacles in order to reach Mario. And last but not least, we have the lava boat, which is the skeleton thing that you can stand on, and it goes up and down throughout the lava, and it just pretty much goes horizontally across the stage. Once again, you can set the length of the platform and along with the speed that it moves in. Now for our last category, it is going to be the 3D games, and we're going to start off with Super Mario 3D Land. And the first thing I have here is the swing spike balls. So these are like chain balls that swing back and forth, and they work as some type of hazard that you will have to dodge. The direction rail platforms have a left or right movement, and it depends on obviously which side Mario is standing on. You can make it go to the left or to the right, and you can kind of control the speed by standing at the far end or closer to the middle. Flip panels are activated once you step on the first panel, and it opens up and pans out into a platform for you to crawl across, kind of like the snake blocks but in a cooler way. And then you have the jump flip panels, which came from Mario Galaxy, but in the 3D games, every time you jump, they change sides from red to blue, and this would be an extremely unique property to have because you'd really have to time your jumps and know exactly what you need in order to line up the platforms the correct way. Spin cogs help to lift up a stage in order to get to a secret area that you cannot otherwise get to, but there's a catch. The only way to spin these cogs is to have the Tanuki suit outfit so that you can spin it with your tail. Now this would be kind of difficult to put in Mario Maker because you would have to make sure the player has that tail or they would have to restart the level, and I can see that actually running into some issues. So I'm not 100% sure about this one, but otherwise it'd be really cool. Spin coils are kind of like the logs in Soda Jungle from New Super Mario Bros. U, but instead of you spinning the log by running, it automatically spins on its own, and you can control the speed and the direction that it spins in as the maker, and of course, as the player, you have to continue a pace in order to continue running on these things and have to keep jumping for not falling off, and if you fall off, you'll just simply fall straight down into whatever lies below. Push-up blocks are pretty cool because the more times you hit them from underneath, the higher they'll go. And you can kind of make a cool platforming puzzle level with this by making the player hit them as many times as they think they need to without messing up. Finally, we are at our very last game, being Super Mario 3D World, and the first thing that we're going to talk about is Plessy the dinosaur. He would be a really cool addition, just like they added the car. It would be really dope to be able to ride Plessy and go throughout the water, go throughout a river, and make him jump and stuff like that. It'd be a lot of fun. Puzzle tiles are pretty cool because you have to walk on them to change them all to one unique color in order to get the next door open or in order to do something further into the level. Now this could be really cool because with the cat suit you can actually climb up on walls in the background, so you can even place these tiles in the background and have Cat Mario walk over the tiles in order to change colors. Jump tiles are just that. You walk on them and push the jump button and it shoots you higher into the air. 3D World had a big thing on soccer ball bombs, and Bowser threw them, they came out of cannons, and they're really cool. You can kick them back and it blows up on contact, which would be a really unique attribute. So with the Piranha Pot, you pick up this little guy, and wherever you go, he eats everything that's in front of you. I mean everything. Enemies, any type of projectiles, anything like that, he eats them and protects Mario, which is a pretty dope idea, and it's kind of OP in the game if you think about it, but I would love to see it appear in Mario Maker 2. With light-up tiles, they're kind of like the puzzle squares where you have to go over all these little tiny tiles in order to light up the whole picture. Well, this time they don't change, they all just turn, a rainbow color and you have to light them all up. You can butt bounce light up more, and it's a fun little puzzle Easter egg thing that you can do. The cannon block puts a cannon on Mario's head, which then allows the player to fire cannonballs as they please at either enemies or walls. We already have the boot in the game, but why not have the skate boot, which you can hop in and skate around the ice in a cool fashion, kind of like the car. Laser rings, which come back from Super Mario Galaxy, are these small little pegs that stick out of the ground and shoot waves of lasers at the player. You have to hop over them in order to dodge them, and you can stack lots of them side by side and have all these rings, coincide together. But it might be difficult to show that exactly in 2D, so I don't know how Nintendo would work with this one. The spotlight block works just like the cannon block, where you put it on, and whatever direction the character is standing in, it'll shine a ray of light. You can even take down boos or peepas. Boost Pads gives the character a big burst of speed, and you can make that speed run level of your dreams. You can make invisible blocks, or what now is called Kaizo blocks, so why not make invisible terrain? Well, you can in Super Mario 3D World, well, not make it, but you can play it. You can butt bounce to see exactly where the road is, and it gives you a quick little brief description with some blue tiles. And you could also hit a bullet bill or have some type of explosion to show you where that path is. Spotlights shine in from the foreground, and if you go in any type of light, it'll shoot and trigger all the bullet bills around to come target you. Giant lava cubes are these big structures that, roll through the lava, and you have to keep running on it and maintain your balance before you fall off. Other enemies can also run on this with you. And last but not least, number 72, the giant POW block at the very end of the game. Yes, they should have more ways to kill Cat Bowser, and this would be one really cool way where all you would have to do is hit it about 4 or 5 times, and then Bowser automatically dies and everything on the screen is completely wiped and killed. This would be awesome instead of filling the level with tons of little POW blocks that you have to throw at Bowser, and this would be a really cool way to end a really cool Mario Maker 2 level. Well guys, we finally made it to the very end of the video. Thank you all so much for staying around if you did. This was a long video and it took me a very long time, as you could tell, to make. I know there hasn't been a lot of videos in a while, but this one has been backlogging me for a while. I've been making tons of Mario Maker 2 DLC prediction videos, and this was probably my last one talking about the Gizmos. If you guys think I've been missing any type of enemies or power-ups or other things, maybe even game-style themes, go check out my other videos because I pretty much covered it all. But please let me know, guys, down in the comments below if I miss anything, because I am definitely sure I have, because this is 72 things, and I'm sure there's a lot more than this. And after going back, I found a couple things that could have been added as well, and I just said, forget it, I cannot keep doing this. 72 things, but thank you guys, and once again, like the video if you're new, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you can stay up to date on all things Nintendo all the time. Thank you guys for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next one. See you guys.